All right. So day one, technically Saturday was day one, but I forgot to record and I only had like an hour. Initially, I was just going to take a look at things and just see what's up, but then I actually started doing a little bit of work, so all right, I guess. Anyway, it's a little bit of a mess here. What with the whole sale going on, a whole bunch of things going on. I need to change out these or drain these dehumidifiers, because I can bet, yeah, these are absolutely full to the brim. And the reason why is because mold developed on my interior of the Challenger, which that's just great. Look at all that water. It's a lot of water. Freaking dehumidifier. And it's not just one. Oh, we got a second one. What? It was not full. Well, that would explain that. Alright, so I put my shaker bubble here. The gasket there. Hopefully I can get that stuff sorted out. Took the cover off already. As you can see, I was doing a little bit of work. I got the O2 sensor installed on this collector pipe that will go onto, I believe, the driver's side exhaust. I don't think it matters whether it's driver's side or passenger side, but that's where I was gonna do it. So last time I was here, I put in this water temp sensor, and this one is for the EFI. However, when I was doing some research, I saw that Dakota Digital, excuse me, burp there. I saw Dakota Digital, they were saying that they want you to use their own. They don't want you to use anyone else's sensor with their with their configuration. So I was like, crap, I need to install 2 sensors, seriously. But as I was looking at the water pump housing from my prior pictures, I saw that it actually has multiple holes or inlets for these kinds of things. So as you can see here, I got the second sensor right there. So I got one there, one there. Great. Next one that I did was, it's a little bit of a mess right here, but I was able to get the oil pressure sensor installed as well. Of course, I did my research in advance to see where the hell it would go, and saw that's exactly where it went. Then I went ahead and removed one of the spark plugs, as you can see, when installing the stupid ass headers. I removed one of them. I still have, I think, one more here and one more on the other side that I still need to remove. But I need one of those extensions that can rotate You know, like it can bend at angles for tight spaces. Because for example, right here, I have the plug right down there. Right there. Let's see if I leave the light on. You know, I see it's right here. That's the spark plug. So then I have all this space here. Just that much space before I get in the way of the power steering. And I don't want to have to do any of that, so I'll just get a angled extension for that, or angle adapter or whatever. And then ended up being the same thing on this side. So this one's fine, this one's fine, this one's fine, and then there's one right here. Can't even show you from this angle just because it's such in a tight spot. But yeah, I need to do that as well. Now, the next thing that I was coming to. Alright, so just ignore the wiring mess at the moment. But when I have the engine, the battery tray in here, it extends to over here. And unfortunately, because the power steering pump slash reservoir extends out so far, you could see the bracket here. No, maybe can see the bracket here. This thing right here. This thing is I want to say at a 20-degree angle off of where it's supposed to. And where it's supposed to be about right here. So that kind of, and not only that, but the last bolt for the bracket is right here. So this thing can go all the way to back here. And this thing is higher up than the battery bracket would be at. So what ended up happening is the bracket ends up sitting on this, and you can bolt these in, but they're gonna have to be loose because they can't bolt all the way unless you want to flex the metal. I didn't like that idea. So what I'm thinking of doing, and I have it right here, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there we go. So this is the Sharpie line, and I was thinking I can cut this right here, and here you can see this is the hole where the bracket would go, and I would cut to about right here, or maybe right here, you know, nothing too crazy, and then just go straight up. Now that would allow me to still bolt in the side bolts and still obviously the opposite side bolt. The thing that I'm thinking about is, since I would have to cut this down, I would not be able to use my full-size battery that I have right here. So what I'm thinking is I could still keep this battery, but install it in the back. And then with that in the back, obviously I would have to run a 0-gauge cable from the front to the back to connect that battery, and then a little 0-gauge to ground somewhere in the back over here. But for the front, I could do a battery delete in the front. But I'm thinking of going a different approach. I'm thinking of getting a small battery. I don't know if there's one here that I can actually show as an idea, but essentially one that's maybe 6 inches by 7 inches and standard height. It's not going to be too heavy because it's going to be a small little battery. I'm probably going to look for an AGM style battery. And that way it'll fit from its default position here to about here. So that much size right there. And then I'll probably just ditch the bracket here. And since it won't be that big and won't be that heavy, it may not need the bracket on this side. That way I can still connect up my normal wiring, you know, this whole get up right here. I won't have to worry about it having to create like a distribution block to where the back battery connects up to like a distribution block for the positive and one for the negative, and then all the positives and negatives will connect to it and distribute. I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, it could be cool, but it wouldn't hurt to just have a little extra battery life. I mean, yeah, the little tiny battery is not going to be like powering this whole thing. The excess power battery back there will be, but I'll have a little extra, like, little reserve battery up front, I guess. I don't know. That's my thought. Now, of course, I already have a 300 amp fuse here, which will go to the alternator. However, I'm going to have to get 2 more 300 amp fuses, because since I'm going to go from front battery all the way to the back battery, I want, now some people will say this is a little excessive, but this is just one of my precautionary tactics, I guess, or just something that would be precautionary to make sure that nothing, I have enough redundancy in the system that if there were an overcharge, I would have not just 1 but 2 places of failure and not have like a fire or some issue going on. So I'll have a 300 amp fuse here, 0 gauge all the way to the back, 300 amp fuse, and then connect to the battery, and then it connects to its ground, and then it does whatever connects back there. Because odds are, well, I don't know about odds are, I will have some amplifiers in the back. One for the components that are inside the vehicle, and then another one for like 1 or 2 subs. I got loads of space back here, and I'm not really going to be using too much, so I'll probably design a little box I can just fit in the back. That way I still have all this space here for whatever, you know. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Oh right, so because I was saying the dehumidifiers, they were full and one of them was powered off, amazingly. It got a little humid and damp in here, a little too humid and damp, because some of my boxes, they're wet and the papers are like soft and everything. Yeah, not happy about this at all. But the worst part, well, I don't know if it's the worst part, because this seat that I have in this vehicle is not the one that's going to be in the vehicle. Like, this is just a temporary one, because I bought it back in 2015 and it sat in the machinery shed for 8 years, just in a box, and rats got into it and all that kind of stuff. They got into the cushion and all that. It was a mess. So I was really upset, because when I bought that new back then, it was $700. Now they're like $1,000 each. But we cleaned it up as like really well, so that way I could at least sit in there, so that way I can do like initial positioning of the steering column, just you name it, you know. And now I don't want to sit in it. Just look at that. Look at the mold that developed on there. What I need to do is when I go to Lincoln today, and we're gonna do that after lunch, is I'm gonna get, aside from getting the battery, I'm gonna get one of those sterilizers, and I'm just gonna coat this entire interior, or I'm gonna spray the interior and just let that sit for like a day, or maybe like routinely spray in, especially this and the center console. I'm going to spray those areas, but also the floor, and just give that one whole day of just like being sterilized. And later tonight I'll clean it off, and hopefully that'll be good. But yeah, that's some bullshit. Alright, so enough talking at this point. I just wanted to catch you up on everything that I started off with. Oh, yeah. I'm going to also call Swanson and see if I can bring this base plate to him, so he can like bend it down 1.5, 2 inches, so that way it can clear the hood, and it would still fit around that. Now, the one thing that might be an issue would be this, but I will work around this. I mean, what am I going to do? I need the shaker to fit, you know? Even if it means I have to rotate these around, I'll do it. I'd rather do that than not be able to close the hood. Oh, and one final thing. Last time in July, I put these spark plug wires in, but I couldn't find where number 1 cylinder would be. It drove me crazy. I was Googling online and people were not being helpful. But earlier this week, I did some more searching, and I did end up finding some people noting that for some distribution caps, it will actually have a marker or like an indicator saying this is the first cylinder. Others do not, and the ones that don't, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as you set essentially you would get cylinder 1 into top dead center, and then you take this cap off, see where the contact's being made, and that is your number 1, and then you just do the rest. I was seriously about to do that, but then I decided to go ahead and take a look, and unfortunately you can't see it on the camera, but right there, right down there, I don't even know if you can see it from here, but there is a 1 right here, and that leads to this one. So last night I went ahead and moved everything over, because it's actually really funny. I had 1 right here, and then I did all the others. So like the actual firing order, I did it, but since I actually needed to rotate it this way, I just unplugged 1, and then I just offset everything and then plugged the last one back in. And so there we go. I got it. I got that properly wired up. Obviously, a lot of the spark plug wires, or all of them on this side and a couple on that side, are unplugged. But once I get the spark plugs in, it'll be fine. So, yeah. Alright, so I need to start on doing wiring, and that is what I'm gonna go do. Let's see. Oh yeah. Hey. Play Rollin' by Limp Bizkit.
Playing Rollin', Air Raid Vehicle by Limp Bizkit on YouTube Music.
Ignition key. Like this, the purple one goes straight to the Dakota box. What? Okay, so this also goes to the ignition, which I have up over here.
Into pieces. This is my last resort. Concussion, still breathing. Don't give a fuck. Keep on bleeding. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Killing in the name of. Okay, so what I'm thinking, I need to go to the machinery shed and get my old coil because I want to see if the bracket fits it. And if it does, then that way I can use that to get a proper one. Because I want to get one that can fit and still look nice. So let's go ahead and take a look. The machinery shed is way empty. Grandfather said that it was a shock at just how much space you got. So let's see. What do we got? Let's turn the lights on. Holy shit. Look at that. I mean, yeah, we got some crap over here, but we got the old Grand Marquis. Got our 1 3/4 ton truck. Look at that. We even got the cat in here. Look at that. And we got the John Deere tractor in here. Man, look at all this. We got so much room for activities. Of course, nice. We got the 39 Ford chassis back here in this corner. Man, this is gonna make accessing so much easier. Oh yeah, nice. So we got all of Grandpa's stuff here. Oh. Grandpa parked his, I guess it is a John Deere. I thought it was a cat. Parked it right in front, so I'm gonna have to use my light to try and see. Once I do that, then I'll go ahead and swap out the battery on this GoPro. Enough. Yeah, see, this is the one that I'm not sure will fit. All right, got that loosened, and then I can do the rest with this. Alright, let me go ahead and replace the battery while I get a 1/2 inch or a screwdriver. Alright, got the battery replaced. It's like I said, 85%. Oh god. Ow! Ah. Ooh. Could that be mounting spots? Although, there's a good chance that if that is the mounting spot, it's not going to work once I mount up my, or adjust my thingamajig. And that's also in the way. Maybe at one point in history that could have been a mounting spot. Yeah, that was definitely a mounting spot for it. But no longer using that. So let's just see. Is this the same size? Aha. It fits. I wonder. Alright, let's go over here. Alright, so first off, I told Grandma and Grandpa that I forgot to clean this unit out. And I asked them if they could clean it out, and they told me they did. No. Literally bubbling in there. How? It's been sitting for like 2.5 months. Alright. So now, this is how it looks like. Way better. It's not 100% perfect, but it's much better. Alright, so now set the temp on.
Let's see if I can get a recording of it. Now I'm gonna let that go. Hey, let's go take a look at that, huh? Alright, 60C in there. Very good. Very nice. I'll flip it over and keep going just to finish it off.
Alright, I just had an idea. Got 3% left. Okay, so there's a wire, the white wire back here connects through to the other side, and that connects up to the tachometer. Now the tachometer there, if I'm not mistaken, I already plugged it into the little control module for the gauges. Now because I did that, that means that this white wire connects to my purple, my little purple wire here. So these two will just connect. So I'll have to trim both wires down because, good God, I got a lot of wiring for. All right, so I'm back. One nice thing was that I got that bracket for the coil, and I painted it, and here it is. It looks much nicer than it did. I figured that was probably good enough, just have something like that.
infinite. This is the God of 3, the New Testament. And I'm the God, and this is what I bless them with. Bitch, I'm me, I'm me, I'm me, I'm me, baby, I'm me. So who you? You're not me, you're not me. And I know that ain't fair, but I don't care. I'm a motherfucking cash money millionaire. I know that ain't fair, but I don't care. I'm a motherfucking cash money millionaire. Yeah. Junior. It's cash money over everything. It's in my blood, I feel it running in every vein. I'm from the mud, I am a missile like a scud. What's really good, I'm about that ruckus like FUD. And I stayed on my flow at cash money like a rug. Tied to the fucking Birdman like a lug. And dear Mr. Ronald Williams, to you I shall forever give thanks like a pilgrim. Cash money million, heir to the throne. Going at their heads like hair in a comb. Sitting by the window, I just stare at the stone. Know I'ma get through it like hair in a comb. Y'all money over bitches, my niggas trust my senses. And I will take a death sure as the Lord is my witness. And you all have witnessed, but I am not finished. So keep your mouth closed and let your eyes listen. Bitch, I'm me. I'm me. I'm me. Baby, I'm me. So who you? You're not me. You're not me. And I know that ain't fair, but I don't care. I'm a motherfucking cash money millionaire. I know that ain't fair, but I don't care. I'm still a motherfucking cash money millionaire. Bitch. Last year they had the Grammys and left me in Miami. Sleeping on a nigga like I'm rapping in my jammies. I'm rapping when you sleep, I was rapping when you were in jammies. Mel Gibson flow, lethal weapon, book 'em Danny. I'm a monster, I tell you, Monster Wayne. I have just swallowed the key to the house of pain. Now I'm stuck here to deal with the house's pain. Fuck with me, I would peel like the house is pain. Let's go, niggas don't wanna see me cause I'm better and bold. The only time I will depend is when I'm 70 years old. That's when I can't hold my shit within. So I shit on myself, cause I'm so sick and tired of shitting on everybody else. I'm trying to tell you like I'm saying something. I'm from the dirty like the bottom of my pants cuff. And there nothing gonna stop me, so just envy it. Hey, I'll accept a friendly quit. Yeah, I'm me. I'm me. Bitch, I'm me. Baby, I'm me. So who you? Fuck you. You're not me. And I know that ain't fair, but I don't care. I'm a motherfucking cash money millionaire. I know that ain't fair, but I don't care. I am a motherfucking cash money millionaire. Bitch. The hottest under the sun. Yeah. Ain't nobody fucking with me, man. Hey, you already know that pimpin'. Cash money breakfast where dreams come true. Yeah, somebody gon' die tonight. Hey, you already know that pimpin'. Hey, it's Cash Money Records, man, a lawless game.
All right. Now back at it. We got more stuff to do. Alright, where's that MSD? The red goes to the ignition too. Oh, you bastard. You bastard. Alright, let me see what's next. I'm gonna change the music. I'm getting a little frustrated here. Ready to play. I can see them anyway. Lots of hoops, lots of goals. Stay it down. I can see everywhere. When it goes, something to do. Blow me away. I will stay. There's something. Anything to stay alive. Only the way, only the strongest will survive. Only heaven will be found. We have a shadow of the wall. We have frozen streams. To save your breath. Come and find us away. Take us down, where to go, where to face. Yes, it's time to go, show me your way. Make me stay, there's some way to go, to see the light. The way, only the strongest will survive. Only heaven will be found. We have a shadow of the wall. And the fortress is the soul. Tick, tick, tick. That's obviously not that one. the streets, they call it murder. Funky genre. Angel, you're my darling angel. Who's with me, baby? You're my angel, you're my darling angel. My angel, you're my darling angel. To me, baby, you're my angel, you're my darling angel. You're my friend and I'm in need, baby. My appreciation, you're my angel, you're my darling angel. In my face, you're loving me, baby. You're my angel, you're my darling angel. You're my friend and I'm in need, baby. You're my angel, you're my darling angel. Living life is all to me, baby. Sigo tu camino que si tú me la voy. Ahora tengo otras que no son mejor. Siempre me equivoqué, ahora soy peor. Ahora soy peor, ahora soy peor por ti. Sigo tu camino que si tú me la voy. Ahora tengo otras que son mejor. Oh, cool. Ahora soy peor por ti. Casi que me va mejor. Ahora tengo ser mejor. Ahora soy peor. Ahora soy peor por ti. Por ti. Ahora hago todo lo que quiero. Solo pensar en mi primero. Dando billetes adentro el pudero. Hago el amor verdadero. Yo solo pienso en hacer dinero. Baby, lo que estoy haciendo es el paz. Me importa un carajo con quién te vas. Dile a tu man que ya no me hace falta. La tengo sangrante más. Tengo a la blanquita que pase la paz. La roquerita que se lo por ti.
Damn. It's a classic.
El rey, hace tiempo que estaba por decirte lo que me tiene loco. Cuando me devoras poco a poco, o cuando de tu pelo yo me agarro. Hace tiempo que estaba por decirte lo que me tiene loco. Cuando me devoras poco a poco, o cuando de tu pelo yo me agarro. Hace tiempo que estaba por decirte lo que me tiene loco. Cuando me devoras poco a poco, o cuando de tu pelo yo me agarro. Hace tiempo que estaba por decirte lo que me tiene loco. Cuando me devoras poco a poco, o cuando de tu pelo yo me agarro. ¡Que corte! Me vuelven loco su corte. Te aseguro que hace deporte. Su belleza la combina con el fronte. Tienes que verla como mi aruña debajo de tu fuerte. Con ella es un sueño, perfecto diseño. Pégale por veneno. Siéntate para ser tu dueño. Sinceramente, nadie mejor que tú. Yo se lo dije. Nadie como hace tiempo que estaba por decirte lo que me tiene loco. Cuando me devoras poco a poco, o cuando de tu pelo yo me agarro. Hace tiempo que estaba por decirte lo que me tiene loco. Cuando me devoras poco a poco, o cuando de tu pelo yo me agarro. Hace tiempo que quería decirte lo que me vuelve loco. Siendo claro contigo, como me devoras poco a poco. Después a ti, bebé. Cuando de tu pelo yo me agarro. ¡Suelta! Hace tiempo que quería decirte loco. Hablándote claro, me vuelves loco. Me tienes loco. Cuando me devoras poco a poco. Cuando de tu pelo yo me agarro. Con mucha humildad para todas ustedes hemos sido netamente maestras. Víctor el Nazi, Wisin y Andar el dúo de la historia. El rey de Omar. Dedicado para todos ustedes, señoritas latinas. Que han seguido este género. Que hasta el sol de hoy sigue cambiando el mundo. Wisin, Yandel, Don Omar. Llegaron los pilares. ¡Vamos! ¡Somos 500 coños! El rey de Omar. Otra cosa. Que el pueblo pidió. Sencillo. La calidad va por encima del resto de todos ustedes. Las matemáticas se convierten simples. El rey. Para los que creían que los más que rocan no se unían.
Y en la oficina le presento a Héctor Alfaro. Por aquí me queda.
Hoy he despertado, acariciando la noticia de que tú no volverás desorientado. Dando vueltas en mi cama, pensando si amas yo que te ama. Como nadie, como los amores, como el mío, pocos hay. Tú
reprochado porque te has marchado y hoy desperté en la misma casa, en el mismo cuarto, en la misma cama en donde te amé. Hey, eso me pone down, down, down. Si no tengo de tu piel, down. Si no tengo tu calor, down. Si no tengo tu querer, si no tengo de tu amor, down.
En la noche lloro como un mamao, con tan gata y yo he vacilado, pero a cada millo le llega su guanaguá. Así de duermo y de tus labios enfermo, como un niño si le quitan su tela, no enfermo por todo lo que ha pasado. Las escapadas y las chotas de puñao, peñao, por dormir a tu lado y devorarte mami de un bocado. Aunque me tengan el nombre dañado, sigo down y por tu amor trastornado.
Alright, let's go all the way back. Si no tengo de tu piel, si no tengo tu calor, si no tengo tu querer, si no tengo de tu amor, porque me tienes down. Porque tu padre no te quiere conmigo. Pero vivo porque te quiere. No te vas a vida. Que te quiere. Que tú me quieres. Como yo soy contigo. Es así, tú más que nadie sabe cómo yo soy contigo. Es así, okay, so this only wants coolant and the oxygen sensor. Yeah. santo.
I'm just gonna go back that way. I think for this, since this is going to go toward the battery, or what would be the battery location, I think this cabling in particular I should go around. How about these? This absolutely has to go over here. Ooh, ooh, I didn't mean to change the song, but okay. Oh, hell yeah.
use an external fuel pressure regulator and feedback. I got that already. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't need those. Si no le contesto, se desespera.
Piensa que con otra estoy haciendo lo que le hacía a ella. Ella, como tú me matinea. Cuando ve la vida estoy loca y no quiero más pelea. No más pelea. Si no le contesto, se desespera.
I already got that installed.
Estoy haciendo lo que le hacía a ella. Ella, como tú me matinea. Cuando ve la vida estoy loca y no quiero más pelea. No más pelea. House of pleasure. Nunca se deja ver, no sabe disimular. Tiene lo suyo y le va bien, pero de noche conmigo le gusta portarse mal. Llega lo que quiere es pecar, música que quiere bailar. Yo no la paro, a veces mira raro y se hace la que no me conoce.
Alright, ignition adapter is a single purple.
Mía, soltera, soltera, mía.
Mentira pa' que yo la pruebe. Se pone olorosa y me gusta cómo huele. Todo privado pa' que nadie la vele. Se puso bonita porque sabe que se bebe. A portarse mal pa' sentirse bien. No quería fumar pero le dio pen. Una Barbie pero no busco un Ken. Siempre le llego cuando dice ven. Pa' portarse mal se viste bien. Dice la verdad y a veces miente también. Apaga las notificaciones de cel. Tiene lo suyo pero quiere joder. Y yo le di por el expreso. Y en el cuello de beso. Ese tiempo como preso. Si la ves no le hables de eso. Que se hace la que no me conoce. Pero en mi cama se hizo como la
Sé,
me la convertí
mía,
toda soltera. Ella siga. Se hace la que no me conoce. Pero en mi cama se hizo como la conoce. Me la convertí, nadie se entera. Para la amiga. Toda soltera, siempre la vera, pa' que ella siga haciendo lo que no se debe.
Yeah. Haremos sexo, ropa, tuyo. Sentirme tuyo. Los dos. Abrazaré, hazme calor. Haremos sexo con ropa, tuyo. Haremos tuyo. Sundara, 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 sundara. Yeah, come on. Okay. Misty 6AL. Attack adapter. Poly sniper EFI.
Hey, welcome back to Vice Grip Garage.
Oh, shit.
Last episode, we hit a milestone. We got the ProCharge Chevy Big Block and the Turbo 400 installed in the Chevelle. And today we're going to work towards another milestone. You're probably not going to guess it, but we're wiring. Yep, got to get the ignition system done. Also got to get that Holley Sniper EFI wired in. And then we're very close to start this. going to be putting in switches for field. It's going to save you a little bit today, but I'm stuff like that. So let's jump right in. First thing, now there's just, we got wiring and stuff. Just don't get nervous. All of this makes sense, I promise. We're going to start with just the ignition and the sniper. Then we're going to come back and start doing some of the bulkhead wiring because I need some of that and I'll explain it in a minute. But I've got the MSD mounted. I wanted to run a rev limiter, but when I pop this cap off, they don't have an all option. So I just have it on 10-10. That seems fine. Got the lightning whirler in, lightning cam bolted down. Of course, the Holly snipers bolted down. This gold option. It's great. These come in shiny or black as well. Now I've got a few different pin connectors coming off of here, and I've already kind of started working through these. It's really simple, guys. There's a temp. I gotta get a coupler. We've got the actual programmer that'll just run through the firewall. This one we don't need because it's just a bunch of inputs and outputs. I don't need it, but a lot of people do use this. It's actually really cool. You can do a ton of stuff with this. I just put a piece of tape on it for now so I don't have to pick it up. And then this one's already plugged in. And this is where we're going to start, is running all the wires to the back of the car. That's the hardest job probably, so let's just get it knocked out. So I've got this clipped in, I've got the fuse mounted, and a relay for the fuel pump. So all that's done for you, which is really, really nice. So as far as the electro-digital fuel pump, you just have that blue positive wire to plug in, and that's pretty much it. Now I also have this made, and we've got 2 positives, 2 grounds, and I've got a brown in here. And that brown is going to be fuel tank sending unit, and I've got them taped together because we're going to be running this down. So I kind of just looked at what I got back here, and of course your project might be different, but so as far as wiring back here, really all we have is the pump and the fuel tank sending unit. The others hook straight into the battery. So we have those 2 reds and 2 blacks, and what that is, this right here is for the ignition. The white one we don't need. I just brought it down in here to get it off way. And then this actually comes from the sniper, which is just positive ground, and then a 12 volt, which goes to that relay for us already for your fuel pump. So these 2 are going to be running to the rear of the car, which will terminate into this button here. That's really the hardest part that I can see, and that's where I'm going to start. This here is going to plug into the ignition. There's a adapter here. This plugs into that. That plugs into here. I'm going to keep kind of giving you an overview, and then we're just going to dig in here. This here is a tap output from the ignition. This is actually going to connect to the Holly, because the Holly needs to understand, of course, how fast the engine's spinning. But the Holly then kicks out its own tach output, so this is going to go to our gauges here, so you're not losing that tach output. And then we have keyed switch ignition here, and also keyed switched ignition here. Now if you're like on a GM, like Ford or whatever, roll the key forward, we're getting 12 volts. MSD did a really good job. They show all the different ignition types. Just pick the one you want. Now for the Holly sniper instructions here, I took this home and read it for a night, forward to back, probably 5 or 6 times. What I noticed in here that's actually really cool is they show this in 3 different ways. They give you an overview with some pictures, then they actually go through this and explain it step by step in extreme detail, including fuel pump, fuel system output, oxygen sensor, also the ignition. And what I did is just came through here, wrote a couple notes, questions, reminders for me. I highlighted what I felt was semi-important. And then once you get through that, they also have some schematicals back here. And you might just be a visual feller. And I actually ended up landing on this, but I have notes in here too to go back and refer to certain pages and things like that. And also wire is a different color in my harness. So I'm just going to be laying this out, and we're in one whole harness connector I don't need for this basic set machine. We're wiring in this tech, tape it up.
I'm gonna take a break for a little while, so I'll be back. All right, so I am back from dinner. Obviously my hair is more messy just because, I mean, all the stress and just trying to figure out how the hell to do all these things. So when we last left off, I was confused because when I had this set up, the ignition set up, I had the TAC output going into the TAC adapter, and then the TAC adapter then connects up to the tachometer. I started on this, the Holley Sniper, and it said when you're using the MSD 6, Digital 6, 6AL, all those, you know, you take this splice twisted pair, purple and green, and you connect up this purple wire to it, and then you take that purple wire and you connect it to the TAC output of the MSD. From there, on this wiring harness from the Holley, which is this one right here, or no, yeah, it's this one right here, sorry. This one has a dark brown wire, which is this one right here, essentially. That one connects up to your TAC output, or input, however way you want to call it. But that's the one that goes to your actual tachometer. And I was trying to figure out, wait, what the hell do I do with the TAC adapter then? And you saw me spending loads of time sitting here and looking around, looking at manual information, looking at the paperwork, and etc, etc, etc. And I was waiting to possibly hear from Nico so that way he can give me some more information, because I mean he does a lot of this stuff as well. And he told me defer to the Holley. And yeah, because part of the caveat here is that even though my gauges are stock style, they're still digital, and whatever signal you put into it, it's going to understand it, or it's going to be able to process it. So the Holley, it will just plug into it, and I don't need the TAC adapter. But he did say I can, if I want to, leave it still here. Don't remove it entirely out of the system. Go ahead and do the test, like once I get this started and everything. So wire it up, Holley to MSD, and then Holley to tachometer. Do that, and once I start it up, if the tachometer reads normal, then go ahead and remove the TAC adapter. But if it doesn't, okay, well then we'll revisit and see what would be the correct way. But that means simplicity. So what I need to do is, I was stupid, I connected these three up. I need to cut these and actually properly wire just these two together and leave this white one out. And then I can connect that up to the white over here, which I may just reconnect to over here instead. I don't think I will shorten the wire, because if I do indeed need to use this TAC adapter, I don't want to accidentally cut it real short and fuck it up. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go ahead and do now. So, no time like the present, right? That one's not as sharp. Alright, so that's going to take this. Now, he did say that my little butt connectors are not optimal. And yeah, no, I mean, I agree. But I have loads of slack on all these. So this will be more of a short-term type of connection. And what I'll do is
I'm gonna buy some heat shrink. He was mentioning about the 3-to-1 heat shrink, or maybe 4 or 6, but primarily the 3-to-1, and connect my wires up regularly, and then use the heat shrink on that. Something like this, use like 2 pieces of it, and go from there. So cool stuff. Let's get this party started.
Alright, so let's see. Kind of want to still have me in the view. This thing is kind okay. I think that works.
Alright, so in the meantime, I did not say that. I want to continue with the music. Ooh, next song is banging. Yeah. El Fado. Hace falta. Hace mucho tiempo que te quiero ver. Busca la manera de tu cuerpo tener. Ni tu padre ni tu madre te quieren conmigo. Pues hagamos el amor por el teléfono. Hace mucho tiempo que te quiero ver. Busco la manera de tu cuerpo tener. Ni tu padre ni tu madre te quieren conmigo. Pues hagamos el amor por el teléfono.
You feel so empty, so used up, so fucked up. You feel so empty, so used up, so fucked up. Only one thing.
God damn it! It's all the way there.
Let's start a riot, riot, let's start a riot. Let's start a riot, riot, let's start a riot.
I'm just gonna stuff it in there for now.
Riot, let's start a riot.
I'm gonna do this for now. It's starting to piss me off trying to re-slice these things. Interesting. Alright, where's the VSS? Ah. Alright, so those three gotta go there, but they're not plugged in, I don't think.
Myself this way. Life is us, we live in our way.
Correct. Okay, so now I know where my VSS is coming from. Let me see. Ooh! I figured it out. Of this one at least.
No matter how far first you were from the heart.
All right. Now, where does it connect to?
Bring myself this way. Life is ours, we live in our way. These words I don't trust saying, and nothing else matters. Start seeking and I find in you today for something.
Okay, because this is a decoded digital thing. Let me see if I have a... So it has to have a plug. What else would it... How could it not? Okay, so now that I got that, where did I write it? Right here. Here we go. Oh. Underneath on the transmission, I think I know exactly where. Ugh. Great. So this is funny. I was gonna go underneath the vehicle so that way I can go swap the new sensor in on the transmission, and that way I can go ahead and like see how long the wires need to be, because I don't think they need to be that long. And I went underneath. Let me compact this a little bit more. I'm like, well, shit. I got 1 3/4 hands worth of space there. I don't think I can get under there anymore. Okay, well, I will find a different way, that's for sure. So, I guess I'm not doing that one. You know what? Let me swap the battery on this, and I guess let me go ahead and cut up my the battery tray. So yeah, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Welcome to Breaking Bad. Dusk. Got my Dremel, the angle on there, and my battery tray over here. So let's go ahead and wire this up and start cutting. You know what? Maybe I'll do it over here. So maybe a little more isolated from debris and stuff. Okay. Now. Alright, let's see how this looks. I think this should be perfect. Then I can mount the distribution blocks on top of this. That'll be good. That'll be good. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. But I'm not going to install it yet because I want to spray. I'm probably just gonna spray paint this whole thing all over again, just so I can clear out that corner for the cut edge. Sorry, I'm really tired. Okay. I think I might be at a stopping point. Hold on, let me double check. I think I still need that. Yeah, okay, so what I definitely need to do tomorrow is I definitely need to lift up the vehicle. Look at me. No, so I think tomorrow, definitely what I need to do, after talking to Swanson, well, that might be the afternoon. So in the morning, what I think I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and jack up the car, at least just a little bit, put it on some jack stands, so that way I can get underneath it. I think I'm going to go ahead and bolt in the starter. And I need to start doing these starter wires. That way they're at least plumbed in. Get that speed sensor installed, since that's also on the transmission. There was something else that needed to go on the transmission. I forget. Unless it was the speed unless it was the speed sensor. I'm kind of forgetting some stuff at the moment, so fun. Tomorrow I should be getting the heat shrink because Amazon said that it would arrive tomorrow. And in this case, oh crap! No, it's gonna arrive on Tuesday. Fuck. Okay, well, whatever. It's gonna arrive on Tuesday. Then I can go ahead and do that. I can better connect up those wires, especially down here as well. In the time being, this is all not final version. I want to get it to final version, but since I'm still adding more and more fucking wires, I don't think it makes sense to make everything permanent until I know, all right, I'm all done with the wiring. This is where everything goes. All right, now let's go ahead and finish getting the proper lengths of everything and get it done. Yeah. So once I do that, so I'll definitely do more wiring. I'll paint that, or at least the cut section. And once that's painted and dried, then I'll go ahead and install it back in there. So that way that'll be all good. I mean, I honestly, once I get these last couple wires connected up for this EFI, I think I'm pretty much done. Because most of these wires I'm not going to be installing at the moment. Yeah, these wires in particular. I'm going to talk to Nico about them, because some of them are little special cases, like connecting up to the fans, the AC. So if anything, maybe the AC I need to go ahead and start wiring that stuff up too. Which, upside, I already have the harness here. And I think this is pretty much the majority of what goes in here, because I mean, you see the relay, see fuses, I think. So yeah, I can get that in there. That'll be pretty good headway into having everything installed, wired at least, and I can go ahead and start properly wiring in some of these things. I mean, after all, say not that, but I think this is the water temp sensor. Yep, this is the water temp sensor. And then we got this one that goes way back here. There's its clip on the bottom. So I'll just clip that into place. Honestly, the crazy part is trying to figure out where exactly I'm going to take these wires to feed into the dash area. I mean, honestly, I feel like this would probably be a really good spot, but I may have to do one of these smaller spots because my plan on doing the 0 gauge into this big ass hole. Where's the... I thought I had the cable in there for... Yeah. Oh, you know what? I could probably see it from here. Oh, yeah, okay. So it's in the footwell. Okay. Good. Is there anything else in here? No, doesn't look like it. Alright, maybe the footwell would be a good spot. But I'd have to feed the... Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Only reason why is because then the cable for the 0 gauge would be affected by weathering. So like just driving. Little rock chunks can hit it and cause damage to the 0 gauge, and we don't want that if we're going to have the battery in the back. So we won't do that. Alright. Considering my mind is mostly God at this point, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I think I did a pretty decent amount of progress, even though some of it was slow, having to undo some stuff, redo some stuff, redo some stuff. But nevertheless, I think I still made some progress, so I guess that's good for a first day, especially since we did go out for a while. So all right, I guess that'll be it for Sunday, aka day 2, I guess. I might just call it day 1 because I didn't really do too much on Saturday night, just because by the time I got here it was almost 11 o'clock already. Okay. Okay, I'm out. Have a good one.